Hello, everyone, and happy Wednesday. I am here with Carleen Lamay from C2 Accounting to talk about New Year's resolutions when it comes to your finances. How do we get a clean financial start, Carleen? Because so many of us kind of have a messy books by the end of the year if we
But
didn't have you cleaning them up for me, right? Or
yeah, by the
myself.
end of the year is when you realize that, uh-oh, maybe I should have paid a little closer attention to this. So instead of beating ourselves up about what we did not do, let's just talk about making some New Year's resolutions and how we're going to go into the new year better. But before we can even start the new year from the right foot, let's figure out how can we close out 2023 so that we can go into 2024 with without all that extra weight on our shoulders.
Yeah.
So if you work with a bookkeeping firm, make sure you're receiving your year-end financial statements. Like in January, obviously they can't do that until January. And make sure that you're sending them statements like your bank statements, loans. A lot of us only reconcile loans once a year because you just make the payments, and at the end of the year we kind of make sure that we record the interest. um, and get it to them as soon as possible. If you want to get your taxes done
Yes.
before the 14th, the 15th of April, then the sooner they can get your bookkeeping done, and the sooner your tax person can start doing what you want to do, what they need to do. So ideally the first week of January, but if not, just try to do it by the second week. So just make a goal to yourself, challenge yourself to get that stuff to your bookkeeper as soon as possible.
Yeah, and that's a good point because there have been years where I'm saying to my accountant, why aren't my taxes done? And he has said to me, well, you haven't given me everything you're supposed to give me. And I'm like,
Exactly.
oh, that's
It's a
on me.
two-way street, right?
Yeah, that's the
Exactly.
part we don't
Exactly.
like. But yes,
Yeah.
okay.
Now, on the flip side, if you're handling the bookkeeping yourself, right, there's also some things that you should be doing. If you're doing it yourself, which you and I both know, we're not going to recommend it, but there's still some people who are. Make sure you're reconciling your bank statements. And if you don't know how to reconcile, there is actually a video on my YouTube channel that walks you through reconciling.
Okay.
So, because a lot of people call themselves reconciling, but they're not. So there's the actual process in QuickBooks that you need to do. So make sure that you're doing that so that hopefully you're not double recording your revenue and paying more in taxes than you need to, or missing expenses and paying again more in taxes than you need to. So let's just make sure that we kind of do what we need to do to start
Okay.
the year off right.
Yes. Yes. It's so hard though when you haven't done it. There was a year that I hadn't done my reconciliations all year, and it
Right.
then was a nightmare, right?
It
So
just takes a lot longer. And you used to do your books yourself, right? So
I
you
did
remember
for
what
a
it was
long
like.
time.
If you did them, if you stayed on top of them every month, it was okay.
I know.
But if you let it go 6 months, 9 months, a year, then it becomes like too much.
Well, and what it becomes too is this big, heavy weight on your brain that you get locked up as a business
Mm,
owner. So it does not just affect your accounting, it affects your client work, it affects your marketing, your sales, because when you feel locked up like that, it's no good, which is why
it,
one of the first people to hire is always a bookkeeper.
it affects your sleep. I don't know if any of you who are listening have woken up in the middle of the night like, oh crap, I forgot to do what. You know what I mean? Like just take that off your list. That's one less thing that you have to wake up in the middle of the night going, oh crap about. So
Yes, and don't let it accumulate because then it's, oh crap, that's going to take me 6 hours to do instead of half
exactly,
an hour.
exactly.
So,
You
all
want to
right.
enjoy your year. So, one other thing that if you are invoicing clients and they are paying, and maybe some people haven't paid you, like really assess that. So look at your accounts receivable and see, are these people really going to pay? Now, should I be doing some collections? Should I send them to an outside collection agency? What can I do to collect this money? And if you know for whatever reason that it's not collectible, it might be time to at least take it off your books so that you don't have to, again, the stress of looking in there and every time you're seeing Mr. Jones still owes you $5,000 and you know you're never going to collect it. Just let's deal with it and get it out of there.
Okay, got
Yeah.
it. Whew,
Yeah.
that's a rough one.
Side, if you're paying bills, same thing, review it. If you actually track your bills, not all of our clients do. A lot of our clients, when they get a bill from a vendor, they just pay it. So they don't actually put it in QuickBooks as a bill. It's just an expense. But if you are tracking bills, make sure that you're keeping up with that and paying things. And if you do physical inventory, some of my interior design clients actually have showrooms themselves where they have stock, in their stores. So make sure that you're taking the inventory of all of that, doing a physical count, seeing what's there. Is something out of date? Can you even sell that anymore? Is it from 10 years ago? No one's going to buy it. Maybe you need to get rid of it. So that kind of,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. Okay, clean up inventory as well and make sure everything matches and boxes to what you think you have also, right?
You'd be surprised.
I
Yeah,
know, I know.
exactly. And I would say schedule a call with your bookkeeper if you have one. If you don't, like, with me, we have a link every month in our financial statements to schedule a call, but not everyone does that. So if you don't have that kind of access, make sure you proactively get on their calendar. Don't just wait for them to reach out to you. Just get on their calendar and make sure that you have a call scheduled for January to go over what you need to know so that they're not waiting for stuff from you.
Should they do it in January or December?
If they can go ahead and book now, then that way they at least to be on the calendar for January for sure.
Okay, got it.
So
Because there's
yeah,
not things you have to do before. I mean, I know when we're this day, they don't have much longer at the end of
they
the
don't
year.
have much longer.
Holidays.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, this is the week between Christmas and New Year's. Most people are off. So, but if you can get on their calendar, sooner the better, because they're going to be busy in January. So, same
Gotcha.
thing with your tax preparer, and make sure that if you have it outside a CPA or tax person, that ideally they have access to your QuickBooks, so you don't have to keep printing out reports and changing things and sending it to them. Because what happens is you send them a hard copy today, something changes. Now they're working off of outdated information, and that can make a huge impact on your tax liability. So find a CPA that's savvy enough to go into QuickBooks themselves so that
Gotcha.
they have
Okay.
up-to-date information.
Okay. I always let my accountant into my QuickBooks
Yeah,
because yeah, I never run the report exactly the way he wants it, or let him do it. That's what they are paid for, and they are trustworthy. Your accountant should be trustworthy to be looking at your books and running reports should not be an issue.
Yeah, the scariest thing is to give them a report today, make some changes, don't tell them, and now it totally impacts everything. And that's crazy, right? So if we could do all of that, so let's just recap, right? So if we could make sure you get your statements to your bookkeeper, your CPA, make sure that if you're handling your own bookkeeping, you're reconciling those accounts, that you are looking at those financial statements, that you're going through inventory. What else do we talk about? That we are proactively scheduling a call with our bookkeeper and or our CPA. And then if you do all of that, just take some time to breathe.
Ah, I'm exhausted even thinking about doing all that stuff. That's why I'm glad I have you and
Get
my
a
accountant.
checklist. Get a checklist, and that dopamine hit. Just check it off. I did this. I did that. I did that. And when you're done, you can breathe and move on to next year with a clean slate.
Oh, yes. Okay, great advice. So hopefully everyone's going to take it. And if you do not have a bookkeeper and you're ready for one, please click the link in the description and check out C2 Accounting. And Carleen's team is amazing. I have never gotten even one complaint about this company. Truly, Carleen, every time
I
I say it.
appreciate that.
It's a huge compliment because, it's a service-based industry and you know how easy it is to get people complaining when they don't understand something, which is
Yes,
sometimes what bookkeepers are faced with.
I understand. Yeah, well, thank you. I appreciate that. And happy holidays to everyone who's watching.
Thank you. Happy holidays, everyone who's watching, and we will see you in the new year. Thanks, Colleen.
Bye bye.